The worst way to boost your vocabulary is to try and learn all the words that are out there. A better way is through focused vocabulary lists for everyday topics that you need as a beginner, and you'll find out how today. But first, if you don't yet have access to our language learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account. How to get hundreds of vocabulary lists for free. So, what are the free vocabulary lists? This is our library of hundreds of focused word and phrase lists, all based on themes and topics that you, as a beginner, need to know. So, common greetings, ways to ask and answer how are you, talking about your day, and things like that. Each list gives you the words and phrases around that theme or topic, plus translations and audio pronunciations, so you're not learning all kinds of random, unrelated words like zebra or economics. You'll find the free vocabulary list in the drop-down menu on the site. Okay, so now that you know what the free vocabulary lists are and where to find them, let's talk about how to actually boost your vocabulary with these lists. How to boost your vocabulary. If you want to speak more of the language, you need to know more words, and that's where the vocabulary lists help. For example, if you want to learn phrases around a certain topic, like saying, "How are you?" just access this list. You can go through the phrases one by one. You can listen to the pronunciation. You can slow it down by pressing the audio icon twice. Or you can listen to the words on a loop as you see them on screen with the slideshow. And for that, just click on View in the slideshow option that you'll see on every list. And to practice speaking, click on the microphone icon to record and compare your pronunciation to a native speaker's. So here, you're just learning and getting acquainted with the words. Now, if you want to master the words, you can use the list with our spaced repetition flashcards or the word bank. Just click on Add All to Flashcards or Add All to Word Bank. With the flashcards, you can drill the words until you know them for good. And the word bank is where you save words that you want to review later, in case you want to revisit some words or phrases. We'll also email you vocabulary lists occasionally. For example, you'll get the Halloween word list around Halloween, the summer vocab during the summer, the winter vocabulary list during winter, and so on. So if you want to learn the language and get access to these learning tools and our learning system, sign up for a free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description to get your free lifetime account.
Duits, Turks, Nederlands. What do these words mean? Stick around. In this quick lesson, you'll learn Dutch vocabulary for nationalities. Before we start, do you know that many people in the Netherlands live below sea level, and why? Keep watching for the answer at the end. Pools, Polish, Pools, Pools. Polish people, Poolse mensen, are from Poland, the country in between Germany and Ukraine. Tom asks Oscar about a new neighbor. Wie is dat? Hij is mijn buurman. Hij is Pools. Duits, German. Duits, Duits. Proost, which is the same word as in Dutch, meaning cheers. Susan asks Oscar about a new member in their photography club. Weet jij waar het nieuwe lid vandaan komt? Hij is Duits. Turks, Turkish, Turks, Turks. Turkish people, Turkse mensen, are from Turkey, the gateway between Europe and Asia. Oscar asks Tom about a new neighbor. Waar komt je nieuwe buurman vandaan? Mijn nieuwe buurman is Turks. Nederlands, Dutch. Nederlands, Nederlands. Why do they call us Dutch when we are Nederlands? Asks the English. Jack and Steve chat about Dutch nationality. Ken je iemand die Nederlands is? Ja, mijn buurman is Nederlands. Belgisch, Belgian. Belgisch, Belgisch. Belgisch, Belgian, is a nationality but not a language. In fact, you can use your Dutch in Belgium too. Susan and Tom chat about Belgian nationality. Heb je iemand uit België ontmoet? Ja, ik heb een Belgische vriend. Brits, British. Brits, Brits. The English, the Welsh and the Scottish are all British. Brits. Susan asks Lena about a mutual friend. Wat is zijn nationaliteit? Hij is Brits. Frans, French. Frans, Frans. Frans is also a common men's name in Holland. So even if their name is Frans, they are not Frans. Susan asks Tom about a performer at a cultural festival. Weet je waar die artiest vandaan komt? Zij is Frans. Zwitsers, Swiss. Zwitsers, Zwitsers. Heidi, from Heidi Girl of the Alps and the Heidi anime meme, is Swiss, Zwitsers. Anne and Joris chat about a Swiss friend. Ken je iemand die Zwitsers is? Ja, mijn vriend is Zwitsers. Italiaans, Italian. Italiaans, Italiaans. You can also refer to Italian food in Dutch with the simple word Italiaans. And who doesn't like Italian food? Maaike asks Lena about a new member of their tennis club. Heb je het nieuwe lid ontmoet? Ja, hij is Italiaans. Tsjechisch, Czech. Tsjechisch, Tsjechisch. The people of the beautiful city of Prague are Czech, Tsjechisch. Tom and Oscar talk about Czech nationality. Ken je iemand uit Tsjechië? Ja, mijn neef is Tsjechisch. Let's review. You'll see the words in English, and your job is to say the words in Dutch. Ready? Do you remember how to say Polish? Pools, Pools. And how to say German? Duits, Duits. How about Turkish? Turks, Turks. Do you remember how to say Dutch? Nederlands, Nederlands. And how to say Belgian? Belgisch, Belgisch. Let's try British. Brits, Brits. What about French? Frans, Frans. Now let's see if you remember how to say Swiss. Zwitsers, Zwitsers. Another one, what about Italian? Italiaans, Italiaans. And finally, do you remember how to say Czech? Tsjechisch, Tsjechisch. Do you know that many people in the Netherlands live below sea level, and why? A significant part of the Netherlands is actually below sea level, protected by a system of dikes and seawalls. This makes our engineering works famous worldwide, and it's a unique aspect of being Dutch. Many of us literally live under the waterline. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to practice these new words and phrases, and see you next time. Tot ziens. Welterusten. Tot ziens. Leuk je te ontmoeten. What do these words mean? Stick around. In this quick lesson, you'll learn basic Dutch greetings that all beginners must know. Before we start, did you know that some Dutch people greet each other by saying morgen? Can you guess what time of the day morgen is used for? Keep watching for the answer at the end. Hallo, hello, hallo, hallo. A very common way to say hello to your friends is to say hoi. Jack greets Steve at a networking event. Hallo, hoe gaat het met je? Het gaat goed, bedankt. En met jou? Welterusten. Good night. Welterusten. Welterusten. In Belgium, they also speak Dutch, but they do not use the word welterusten. Instead, they say slaap wel to wish each other a good night. Steve and Tom say good night after watching a movie. Welterusten, het was leuk. Welterusten, tot morgen. Goedemorgen. Good morning. Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. While goedemorgen is the official pronunciation, a lot of people pronounce it actually as goeiemorgen. Anne greets her friends at a train station before heading out on a hiking trip. Goedemorgen allemaal. Goedemorgen, leuk je te zien. Leuk je te ontmoeten. Nice to meet you. Leuk je te ontmoeten. Leuk je te ontmoeten. A different way of saying nice to meet you in Dutch is aangenaam. Aangenaam. Didi greets a new student as they join the class for the first time. Kom binnen, leuk je te ontmoeten. Dank u, ook leuk om u te ontmoeten. Hoe gaat het? How are you? Hoe gaat het? Hoe gaat het? Hoe gaat het has a slightly formal tone to it. If you're talking to your friends, you can say, alles goed? Steve greets Tom at a party. Leuk je hier te zien. Hoe gaat het, Tom? Het gaat goed, bedankt. En met jou? Tot ziens. Goodbye. Tot ziens. Tot ziens. Tot ziens, my standard parting phrase on these videos, can also be done in a more informal way. Doei. Jack says goodbye after meeting with Steve. Tot ziens. Tot gauw. Zeker. Hou je goed. Let's review. You'll see the words in English and your job is to say the words in Dutch. Ready? Do you remember how to say hello? Hallo. Hallo. And how to say good night? Welterusten. Welterusten. How about good morning? Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. Do you remember how to say nice to meet you? Leuk je te ontmoeten. Leuk je te ontmoeten. And how to say how are you? Hoe gaat het? Hoe gaat het? And finally, do you remember how to say goodbye? Tot ziens. Tot ziens. Some Dutch people greet each other by saying morgen. Can you guess what time of the day morgen is used for? Morgen is a slang word that means good morning in some parts of the Netherlands. It's used in the morning when you first see someone. It's a quick and cheerful way to start the day. Try it with your friends. Morgen. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to practice these new words and phrases and see you next time. Doei! Alsjeblieft. Langzaam. Graag gedaan. What do these words mean? Stick around. In this quick lesson you'll learn basic Dutch greetings that all beginners must know. Before we start, did you know the Dutch have a hidden way of saying please that they use more often than the actual word for please? Can you guess what that word is? Keep watching for the answer at the end. Ja. Yes. Ja. Ja. Instead of the usual ja, the Dutch also often use the English word yes. Tom helps Oscar at an electronics store. Vind je dit merk goed? Ja, ik vind het een goed merk. Nee. No. Nee. Nee. Even though we often use the English word yes instead of ja, we almost never use the word no instead of nee. Jack mistakes Steve for a student. Ben je een student hier? Nee, ik ben gewoon op bezoek. Nog een keer. One more time. Nog een keer. Nog een keer. An alternative for nog een keer with the same meaning is nog eens. Nog eens. Lina asks Anne for clarification. Sorry, ik heb het niet verstaan. Nog een keer alsjeblieft. Ja hoor. Langzaam. Slowly. Langzaam. Langzaam. This word is also handy to know in traffic. If there is road construction somewhere, the signs will say langzaam to indicate that you should drive slowly. Susan needs clarification when asking Richard for directions. Sorry, langzaam alstublieft. Neem de eerste straat links en dan rechts. Pardon. Excuse me. Pardon. Pardon. Pardon is one example of the many words in Dutch that originate from the French language. Jack expresses interest in an item at a store. Pardon, hoeveel kost dit? Het kost €20. Wil je het kopen? Het spijt me. I'm sorry. Het spijt me. Het spijt me. Het spijt me sounds a bit formal, and so in Dutch we also use sorry. Steve apologizes to Oscar for a misunderstanding. Het spijt me, het was een vergissing van mij. Het geeft niet, geen probleem. Dank je wel. Thank you. Dank je wel. Dank je wel. Instead of dank je wel, you can also say bedankt. Susan thanks Lina for a party invite. Dank je wel voor de uitnodiging. Graag gedaan, ik ben blij dat je kon komen. Graag gedaan. You are welcome. Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan contains some of the trickiest pronunciations in the Dutch language. So if you can say that, you can say anything. Colette provides legal advice to Steve. Dank u wel voor uw hulp. Graag gedaan, ik ben blij dat ik kon helpen. Alstublieft. Please. Alstublieft. Alstublieft. The informal version of alstublieft is alsjeblieft. Alsjeblieft. Jack asks Anne for a drink. Een glas water alstublieft. Kijk eens aan, een glas water. Let's review. You'll see the words in English and your job is to say the words in Dutch. Ready? Do you remember how to say yes? Ja. Ja. And how to say no? Nee. Nee. How about one more time? Nog een keer. Nog een keer. Do you remember how to say slowly? Langzaam. Langzaam. And how to say excuse me? Pardon. Pardon. What about I'm sorry? Het spijt me. Het spijt me. Do you remember how to say thank you? Dank je wel. Dank je wel. Let's try you're welcome. Graag gedaan. Graag gedaan. And finally, do you remember how to say please? Alstublieft. Alstublieft. Did you know the Dutch have a hidden way of saying please that they use more often than the actual word for please? Can you guess what that word is? In Dutch, people often say even, which translates to for a moment. It's a handy word that adds a touch of politeness to requests without using alstublieft. For example, instead of kun je me alsjeblieft bellen, which means can you call me please, you might hear kun je me even bellen, a simpler, more casual request. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to practice these new words and phrases. And see you next time. Tot ziens. Hi everyone, I'm Thomas. Hallo daar, ik ben Thomas. Welcome to another Dutch whiteboard lesson. In this lesson you'll learn how to use adjectives to describe people in Dutch. Let's get started. Okay, let's look at the vocabulary. First we have the Dutch word for tall, which is lang. 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 Going on to the next one, as you can see, I've added some variations in parentheses. There's a slight difference, but these have essentially the same meaning. Let's have a look at each. The Dutch word for short can be klein. 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 Alternatively, it can also be pronounced kort. 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 We have another one with a variation for slim, which in Dutch can be slank. 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 Alternatively, you could say dun. 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 Dun literally means thin. Onto its opposite, fat. In Dutch, dik. 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 Beautiful, in Dutch, again, two variations. Very commonly, mooi. 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 Or, the other word, knap. This is usually used in reference to men. Knap. Knap. Its opposite, ugly, in Dutch is lelijk. 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 Onto bald, which in Dutch is kaal. 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 The double A here extends the sound of the A. Kaal. Young in Dutch sounds very similar. Jong. 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 And then finally its opposite, old, in Dutch commonly oud. 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 A more polite version for older people is bejaard. 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 Let's look at the dialogue. As I'm reading, I want you to pay attention to the adjectives. Find what the adjective is and see how it's used in the dialogue. You ready? Here it goes. Dat is mijn oudere broer. Dat is mijn oudere broer. Dat is mijn oudere broer. That's my older brother. Hij is lang. Hij is lang. Hij is lang. He is tall. Now let's look at some more examples. Our first one here is zij is lang. Zij is lang, which translates to she's tall. Our second example, similar structure. Hij is jong. Hij is jong. Translates in English to he's young. Now let's look at the sentence pattern. This pattern is the structure that we follow in the dialogue and all of our examples. Hij is adjective. Hij is adjective. Or zij is adjective. Zij is adjective. Which corresponds in English to he is adjective or she is adjective. As you can see, it's an identical structure to the English. You may have noticed that an adjective was also used in the first sentence of the dialogue. Did you notice it? It's oudere, older. By adding this, we give additional information about the brother. Here, the listener learns that it's the speaker's older brother who is the tall one, which is useful in case you have more than one sibling. Another peculiarity you may have noticed. Here and there, you'll find this Y with two dots on it. Here in mijn, hij, zij, etc. As you can tell from my pronunciation, this is a vowel that in Dutch is pronounced ei. In handwriting, commonly you write it as a Y with two dots on it, but when you type it on the computer, it's actually a combination of an I and a J, which is why the dots are here. But even though it's a combination of an I and a J, in Dutch it is considered a vowel pronounced ei. Ei. Do you remember how to say tall? Lang. Lang. And how to say he? Hij. Hij. Do you remember how to say he is tall? Hij is lang. Hij is lang. And how to say short? Klein. Klein. Do you remember how to say slim? Slank. Slank. And how to say fat? Dik. Dik. Do you remember how to say beautiful? Mooi. Mooi. And how to say ugly? Lelijk. Lelijk. Do you remember how to say bald? Kaal. Kaal. And how to say young? Jong. Jong. Do you remember how to say old? Oud. Oud. In this lesson you learned common adjectives for describing people in Dutch. Thanks for watching. I'm Thomas and I'll see you on DutchPod101.com. Tot ziens!
Access your free language gifts right now before they expire. First, the Using Transportation Conversation PDF cheat sheet. This new cheat sheet teaches you must-know words and phrases like where can I buy a ticket, how much is the train pass, and much more. Second, do you know how to say Christmas in your target language? With this 1-minute lesson, you'll learn must-know Christmas words like chimney, present, and Santa Claus. Third, want a bonus writing workbook for this winter? No other language app will give you free bonus resources, but we will. You'll master all the winter words and phrases with this free writing workbook. Fourth, how to talk about holiday gifts. What gift do you want the most this holiday season? With this quick vocab lesson, you'll learn common gift vocabulary like laptop, camera, money, and more. And fifth, tired of apps that only teach you random words? Want an app that teaches you the language through everyday conversations? With innovative language learning, you're exposed to real conversations between real native speakers. And then you get everything slowed down and explained so you can learn the language fast. Download it for free on Android, iPhone, and iPad. To get your free gifts of the month, click the link in the description below and download them now before they expire. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.